So what is your definition of success?
So for me, my definition of success is pretty simple, pretty easily defined. It's basically crossing the finish line. Whatever goal you set, whatever you're striving for, you meet it. If you decide to graduate, then you've graduated. I mean, it's just couldn't be more simple than crossing the finish line, accomplishing your goal. But to me, what is more important isn't the finish line. It's how you got there and the process that took you there. So for me, and this is my personal experiences and what's worked well for me in the past, and what's helped me accomplish lofty goals that I've had and cross that finish line is first off, set a goal. Just set a goal, but it can't just be any goal. I mean, if you're trying to accomplish something, if you're striving for something that's worthwhile, you definitely want to set a goal for something that you care about, something you love, something that means something to you. And the reason I say this is because whenever you set goals for things that are close to you and things that have a deep meaning to you, all the other intangibles that you need to accomplish that goal kind of fall into place.
Exactly.
One example of this is, so I don't handle pain that well. I don't like pain that much. And my senior year of football at Conroe High, I played every single football game with at least one broken bone in my foot, sometimes three. So, like I said, it was extremely painful. Getting cleated by somebody really hurt pretty badly. At one point, they even put a steel plate over my foot to kind of make it better, but that didn't help too much. But
it still hurt.
Still hurt, yeah. But my point is that, I had goals that I set, from when I was a kid. When I'm playing at Conroe High, I want to be on the team. I want to win games, and my teammates meant a lot to me. Conroe High meant a lot to me. You and the coaching staff meant a lot to me. All of that meant way more than the pain I was feeling in my foot. At the end of the day, that was just one hurdle that I wasn't going to let stop me, because the goals that I had meant more to me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff right there.
So, as far as more so what I'm saying is how to accomplish success. Step one is, set a goal, something that means, a lot to you. So that way, you do have the motivation and what it takes to carry through. The next thing to do is to develop a plan. So if you're at the starting line, what do you need to do to get to the finish line? So step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how do you get to the finish line? An example of this is, when I was not doing so good in school, and, I was evaluating where I was at and where I wanted to be. By the time I graduated college, I wanted to have a decent GPA to put on my resume. And at the time, I didn't have a decent GPA to put on my resume. So I was thinking, okay, if I make a 3.4 this semester with 14 hours, and then a 4.0 with 12 hours the next semester, and so on, all the way through, what's that going to equate to have a decent GPA at the end of my resume? And once that got me to a decent GPA, then I was looking at all the classes, and I was like, okay, in this semester, this is going to be a real tough class. So if I make a C in that, and I make an A in the rest of these classes, or the other classes, cover it up, it meets me to the minimum of that semester, and carry that all the way through. And at the end, by the time I'm done, if I make all of the grades that I'm trying to make in each class, that equates to the GPA per semester, which adds into my total GPA. And at the time, when I graduate, I'll have a respectable GPA to put on my resume when I'm applying for jobs. So I really developed a plan. I did. I got there. So I really developed a plan on how to get there. And then, of course, the next step is evaluating the process or progress. And what I mean by that is, every midterm, I was looking, okay, I wanted to make an A in this class. How am I doing on my midterms? How am I doing on my quizzes? How am I doing on everything in between? Is that getting me to where I want to be at the end of the semester? If not, what do I need to do differently? Do I need to put more time to this class? Do I need to study more? Do I need to hang out with my friends less on the weekends? Those sort of things. So, evaluate yourself along the way. That way you ensure that you're making and achieving the little steps of the plan that you set, and it just ensures that you're doing what you need to do to make your final result. And then, of course, my next step to being successful or completing a successful process is celebrate the little victories. So my first good semester, it wasn't where I wanted to be or needed to be yet, but for that semester, I accomplished my goals. It was progress, and it was a big celebration for me. To be able to do that. So each step along the way, you've got to take in the little successes, and really it helps you build momentum, and that definitely gave me momentum as I was starting to do better in school. It just kept building throughout the semester.
The hardest part is to get started.
That's right.
But once you get started, you get rolling, and you pick up that momentum. Watch out,
Just like in a football game.
That's it. That's it. Momentum.
That's right.
I got momentum. Yeah. So the Allen Woodum process to achieve success is steps. Okay. Step 1: develop a goal.
A goal that set a goal that you care about.
That you care about. That it means something. Step number 2:
develop a plan.
Develop your plan. Have a strategic plan to get to where you're trying to get to that finish line. Step number 3:
evaluate the progress throughout.
You gotta reassess and evaluate and make sure you're meeting those goals that you set. The little successes.
That's right.
That you're trying to get there. You got to make sure you reevaluate those.
Make sure you're on track.
Make sure you're on track. And then the 4th one:
celebrate all the little steps and successes along the way.
Celebrate the little steps and the little successes along the way. So the little successes get you to the big success. Whatever that big success is that you're trying to achieve. That's a good process. 4-step process.